The Bold and the Beautiful scoop for Wednesday, November 12th, reveals Sheila Carter will continue to heap praise on Taylor Hayes. Also coming up, Will Spencer will be excited that his mom is moving in with his dad. Plus, Hope Logan will discuss Deacon Sharp with Steffi Forrester. B&B spoilers tease now that Katie Logan has gotten back together with Bill Spencer. They'll take the next logical step. Katie will move into the Spencer estate with Dollar Bill. Not surprisingly, Will is going to be ecstatic when he learns his parents have reunited. He'll also realize that at least one good thing has come out of his horrific ordeal with Luna Nozawa. It brought his mom and dad closer together. Meanwhile, Hope will talk to Steffi about Taylor's family counseling session and her work with Deacon. Therapy has been really beneficial, she'll tell the Forrester co-CEO, ever since he started seeing your mom. She'll add that her dad seems to have changed for the better. No doubt, Steffi will tout her mom's skills as a therapist, although she'll also admit she'd like to see her get out more and have some fun in her personal life, which is why she texted Taylor about Daphne Rose singing at open mic night at Il Giardino. Finally, Sheila was thrilled when Taylor showed up at the Italian restaurant for the open mic night. "I still owe you a lot, Taylor," she told the psychiatrist. Sheila will continue to gush over Taylor until the amateur night begins. Taylor will enjoy Daphne's performance, but will she also show off her own singing skills? Regardless, after the performances end and everyone else clears out, Deacon will ask Taylor to dance. Presumably, Sheila won't be there. However, will she return just in time to watch her husband swaying in the moonlight with his psychiatrist? Stay tuned! Hey B&B fans! Are you enjoying the latest CBS Sudser Beyond the Gates? Then make sure you join our free Facebook group. Keep reading the Soap Scoop, your source for the latest soap opera spoilers and B&B spoilers and news. And make sure to also join our B&B Facebook group. But if you miss an episode, don't fret. You can watch The Bold and the Beautiful online at cbs.com. Here are your The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for Wednesday, November 12th, 2025. On Tuesday's all-new episode, Hope and her brother Deke accompanied their father, Deacon, to a group therapy session led by Taylor. It wasn't a complete failure, but Deacon and his children remain on opposite sides of the Sheila coin. He appears fully committed to giving his marriage another shot. However, they would like nothing more than for their father to leave his career criminal wife behind and look forward to the future, preferably with another woman. Toward the end of Tuesday's episode, Hope mentioned attending the sessions with her family and expected more of the same on Wednesday. Hope confides in Steffi about Deacon's therapy sessions, which will likely pique Steffi's interest in her mother's love life. Over the last couple of weeks, Steffi has picked up on some cues that her mother might be eyeing a new man, and as crafty as Steffi is, it shouldn't be too difficult to put the pieces together. Much like her mother-in-law, Lee, Steffi might find it peculiar that Deacon remained a patient of Taylor's, despite working through his marital woes. Another talking point out of Hope, confiding in Steffi about the sessions, is simply how far the two have come in their newly established truce. After years of battling and their feud reaching a fever pitch when Hope and Carter stole the company from the Forresters, Liam's health crisis brought them together. They both share children with Liam, and nearly losing him changed the perspective of both women. Now, Steffi is thriving in her marriage to Finn and has her company back, while Hope's line has been resurrected from the fashion ashes, and she's newly engaged to Liam. The Spencer family has been in crisis mode since Luna revealed she drugged Will and sexually assaulted him, leading to a nightmare pregnancy. Bill's blamed himself for getting Luna pardoned, which, without that freedom, she'd never have had the ability to target Will. However, to somewhat of a surprise, Katie brushed blame off of her ex-husband, instead relegating him to another victim of Luna's manipulations. However, at the end of Monday's episode, Katie finally agreed to move back in with Bill and give their relationship another chance. On Wednesday's episode, Will is ecstatic that Katie is moving back with Bill, and his parents will be together. Considering he left their home earlier in the week, in a somewhat state of despair about their inability to handle Luna, he needed this win. Will needed something to look forward to or spark joy amid the constant reminder of his trauma. He's barely processed what Luna did to him, and with the baby confirmed as his, Will has been shrouded in a cloud of darkness with no hope. While he has the happy news of Liam and Hope's upcoming wedding, all that really does is remind him of the fragile nature of his own relationship with Elektra. Will's been concerned about the toll the pregnancy has taken on Elektra, and he's offered her several chances to cut her losses and leave the relationship. However, she remains firmly in his corner, hopeful that the strength of their love will carry them through the storm. Bill and Katie's reunion is beneficial for Will in several ways, including their ability to present a united front, which could potentially boost their eventual custody case. Presenting themselves as a stable, loving couple will work wonders in a court of law, although it wouldn't be unlike Bill to have a judge in his pocket. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for Wednesday, November 12th, reveal that Will Spencer will get a double surprise while Taylor Hayes finds herself falling further under Deacon Sharp's spell. After Daphne Rose performs at open mic night, that should set a romantic mood and leave Taylor with Deacon on her mind again. Deacon will obsess over Taylor as well, so B&B fans will see days. Only them pulled into a close moment together. There'll be a slow dance between Taylor and Deacon, but will it be real or a fantasy? Either way, Deacon and Taylor's feelings for each other will definitely grow stronger, despite how messy this situation is. In the meantime, Hope Logan will continue her conversation with Steffi Forrester regarding Taylor and the positive impact she seems to have had on Deacon. Of course, Hope and Steffi don't know about Deacon and Taylor's burning desires, but they could see some warning signs sooner or later. Over with Will, he's got a double surprise headed his way. It turns out Will's going to have 2 reasons to celebrate, so let's start with the news of Bill Spencer and Katie Logan's reunion. Since Katie decided to take Bill back and come home to him, Will's going to be thrilled once he gets updates. There was a time when Will was uneasy about the idea of his parents reuniting, but he'll believe that Bill and Katie are meant to be. Despite Will's concerns about Luna Nozawa and all the pregnancy drama, he'll hold out hope that maybe Elektra Forrester is his destiny too. Elektra is standing by Will's side, so these two are about to take a bold step forward as a couple. Since we know Will and Elektra are going to move in the beach house later this week, that'll give Will another reason to celebrate. Will may ask Elektra to live with him after getting a little nudge from Bill and Katie. Although Will and Elektra will try to believe their future is bright, Luna will keep plotting and could stir up more trouble for this duo in the coming episodes. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Luna's escape scheme is just around the corner, so stay tuned. As the episode begins, Sheila takes a break from preparing for Il Giardino's open mic night to fill in Lee on Deacon's homecoming. The doc is surprised to hear that Deacon is going to continue undergoing treatment with Taylor to become his best self. But if seeing her is good for him, I'm all for it, Sheila insists. She's even hopeful that the shrink can work her magic on her stepchildren next. Lee admits that Sheila's open-minded take on all this is impressive, especially after she so recently threatened to kill Taylor. Sheila admits perhaps she may have overreacted to her fears that her husband would stray. Taylor isn't that kind of woman, she says, and she's been nothing but good for Deacon. In Taylor's office, the shrink holds a meeting with Deacon and his family to get them over the fact that he's reunited with Sheila. Deacon and Hope are palpably displeased and urge Taylor to tell their dad that there's a woman out there for him that is everything his untrustworthy wife isn't. Gee, like who? Eventually, Hope marvels at the unlikelihood that Taylor could possibly be okay with Deacon being with Sheila after all she's done to the shrink and her family. We are not trying to attack you, Hope tells her dad. This comes from a place of concern. Sometimes people don't change, the way he has. Following the meeting, Deacon marvels to Taylor that his kids really do love him. He used to think about how he screwed up in the past. He had such low self-esteem. But now he's in the best place he's been in his life, he says, and it's all thanks to Taylor. In the design office, Zende questions Carter about his relationship with Daphne. I'm looking forward to getting to know her better, the COO says. Next door in the main office, Steffi and Daphne discuss their need for a girls' night out. Natch, Steffi also nudges her gal pal in Carter's direction. Daphne and Steffi seem to have forgotten their plot to have the Frenchwoman seduce Carter in hopes of getting him to undo the coup. Now she's all about making him work to prove that he deserves her heart. When Carter and Zende interrupt, the former blabs Daphne's secret that she has a great voice. Zenda's in for open mic night, so is Carter. As the episode nears its conclusion, Daphne, Carter, and Zendi head out to open mic night. Steffi begs off, but insists that her mom would love to go. When Deacon arrives at Il Giardino, Sheila asks how his session with the kids went. "I'm hoping Taylor put in a good word for me," she says. "Hold your breath, Toots." At Forrester, Steffi is surprised to hear from Hope that she's just come from a family therapy session. Taylor's had a really positive influence on him, Hope tells the shrink's daughter. To Deacon's surprise, Taylor shows up at the restaurant to hear Daphne sing. Sheila acts like the shrink is her long-lost best friend. "I am so excited that Deacon and I are, she says, and that's all because of you." "Nah, the credit is Deacon's," Taylor insists. The bold and the beautiful spoilers hint that Katie Logan may have a heart emergency. So will Luna Nozawa's prison break be what causes her health crisis? In the November 10th episode, it seemed like the show was offering up some serious clues about Katie's looming medical drama. Multiple characters found themselves worried over Katie's heart and her overall health. B&B may be paving the way for yet another major crisis for Katie. So let's consider how this might play out. Since new spoilers point to Luna plotting her urgent escape, she may be the reason Katie faces a heart emergency. Katie is definitely struggling to control her anger when it comes to Luna and the nightmare she's unleashed on her son. Will Spencer's life has been turned upside down because of Luna, so it's easy to see why Katie can't stop fuming. At some point soon, Luna may indeed pull off a prison break. That could be enough to send Katie over the edge and launch another round of medical mayhem. Luna might pop up for an ambush and leave Katie reeling, so that could be blow number 1 to her fragile heart. From there, Katie might get overly agitated in a fierce face-off with Luna, which could lead to even more heart strain. Perhaps Katie will collapse in the middle of it all and leave her loved ones in panic mode. Bill Spencer just got Katie back, but he may fear losing her forever when her health woes inevitably start up again. Will is sure to be an emotional wreck if Katie ends up hospitalized in dire condition. The same goes for the Logan clan and anyone else who cares about Katie's well-being. Bottom line, the writing's on the wall when it comes to Katie's heart problems flaring up for a dramatic storyline. With Luna's prison getaway potentially imminent, she could easily be the cause of Katie's medical chaos. The bold and the beautiful, spoilers say, Katie's friends and family may get some horrible news soon, so stay tuned. The bold and the beautiful, spoilers for the week of November 17 to 21, reveal that there'll be some new Luna Nozawa danger, while Steffi Forrester Finnegan has questions. Hope Logan will also find herself in a tight spot, so there'll be a lot happening on B&B. First, let's discuss Electra Forrester and Will Spencer's calm before the next Luna storm. After moving in the beach house together, Will and Electra will get lulled into a false sense of security. Electra and Will are going to let themselves believe everything will work out, especially since Luna is locked away in a jail cell. However, Luna's escape plot could derail Will and Electra's attempt to live happily ever after in the not-too-distant future. Luna will indeed make it her mission to win Will's heart and shove Electra out of the picture. In order to pull all that off, Luna will prepare to move forward with the necessary escape scheme. Of course, Luna's looming getaway could ultimately launch trouble for Steffi, John Finn Finnegan, Bill Spencer, and especially Katie Logan, considering all the dialogue about her fragile health. In the meantime, Bill and Katie will continue to enjoy their blissful reunion. The same goes for Hope and Liam Spencer, but they'll have more pre-wedding drama to contend with. Beth Spencer admitted she doesn't want Sheila Sharp at the nuptials, so will Liam and Hope surrender to her wishes? If so, that could put Hope in the tough position of essentially banning Sheila from the ceremony and giving Deacon Sharp updates on the situation. Deacon could face a tricky ordeal of his own if he has to tell Sheila that she won't be going as his +1. Back with Steffi, she'll inevitably have more love life questions for Taylor Hayes. When will Steffi figure out that Taylor and Deacon are struggling to resist each other? Steffi may have an interesting stance on this possible Deacon and Taylor romance when the time comes, so stay tuned for her eventual reaction to that news. As for Carter Walton, he'll contemplate his budding relationship with Daphne Rose and try to nail down a plan to prove he's worthy of her heart. Could Carter cook up a grand gesture that'll catch Daphne by surprise? The Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers say, the week of November 1721 will bring some highs and lows, so don't miss what's in store for all these characters and more. Is Bill and Katie's reunion about to be brief? It's the moment the Bold and the Beautiful fans have been waiting for. After years of separation, Bill and Katie are back together. While viewers are excited about Beatty's reunion, some fear that history may repeat itself. Bill and Katie are one of B&B's super couples. The bad boy tycoon and the sweet Logan sister are opposites, but make a perfect match. Like many couples, the lovebirds experienced their share of drama, the latest of which involves their son Will. Will's going through a difficult time thanks to Luna and her pregnancy, but Bill and Katie are there to support him. Bill and Katie putting on a strong front has not only helped Will, but also themselves. Sparks reignited for the exes, and Katie agreed to give Bill another chance. While Beatty's reunion is a heartwarming moment, their happiness might soon be shattered. Bill has a history of cheating on Katie, mostly with her sister Brooke. Bill and Brooke's on-again, off-again affair began in 2012 and resulted in a pregnancy. Sadly, Brooke miscarried and tried to keep the affair and pregnancy a secret. But the truth was eventually exposed, leaving Katie devastated. Despite Bill's affair with her sister, Katie reunited with him. However, deep down, she couldn't shake the fear that Bill and Brooke would betray her again. When Bill and Brooke were caught on camera kissing, a fed-up Katie finally divorced her husband. But with Brooke back with Ridge, Katie shouldn't have to worry about her sister and Bill. Or does she? Brooke has always been Bill's biggest supporter, much to the chagrin of Ridge. Recently, Brooke and Ridge have been at odds over Bill. Ridge isn't holding back from blaming Bill for the Luna situation, but Brooke was quick to come to Bill's defense. She explained that Bill knows he messed up and is trying to make up for his mistakes. Brooke defending Bill certainly raised eyebrows, and has fans wondering if another Brill affair is in the works. Although Brooke just reunited with Ridge, odds are they're due for another breakup. With Brooke heartbroken and lonely, she could find herself back in Bill's arms. And given Brill's history, fans suspect another round of Brooke and Bill is on the way, which could mean more heartache for Katie. B&B fans questioned Luna's character, as Lisa Yamada shared the shocking truth. When Luna Nozawa first joined The Bold and the Beautiful in 23, she wasn't written as a bad girl. She was someone who was sweet and innocent, much like Electra Forrester. However, her character then took a dark turn. B&B viewers have questioned Luna's shocking transition, which played out over the course of a year. Meanwhile, actress Lisa Yamada shared the shocking truth about her on-screen alter ego. On Reddit, one fan posed the question, was Luna once a good girl gone wild? They wanted to know what happened to the former Forrester Creations intern. They recalled the time when Luna accidentally took her mother's mints while sneaking into Zendi's apartment. She claimed that she was drugged and thought she was sleeping with RJ. One person responded, Luna admitted that sleeping with Zendi was a plan, and she was never on drugs. She was fully aware of what she was doing. I still don't understand the point, but she slept with him on purpose and wanted everyone to think he had taken advantage of her when she was never actually on drugs. Luna told Steffi that RJ was a boy, while Zendi was a real man. She wanted something different and willingly jumped into bed with Zendi once she knew he was interested in her. This was her way to sleep with him, without making it look like she was cheating on RJ. She's also committed a series of crimes since then. Luna killed Tom Starr when she thought he was her biological father. She also killed Hollis when she found him tampering with the evidence. In addition to her crimes, Luna has tried to kill Steffi more than once and shot her grandmother Sheila in the foot. On the new episode of the Soapy podcast, Lisa Yamada shared what happened to her on-screen persona. She admitted, "In the beginning, I was playing this sweet, virginal girl, and no one was buying it." Luna was initially cast as RJ's love interest. Things changed course around the holidays, when Yamada informed head writer and executive producer Bradley Bell, "I drunkenly told him at a Christmas party that I want to be bad, and he was like, okay." Yamada didn't expect her character to end up murdering people, framing her mom for that order, shooting a daycare, and raping Will Spencer. "I meant like a badass," Yamada clarified. But Belle totally took it and ran with it. She's grateful for Luna's storyline. "Honestly, I really appreciate it. I get to do a lot," Yamada added. Even though Luna's in jail, she's planning her escape this week. Find out the soap legends who helped Yamada channel her inner villain. Watch the actor read from his book, Her, Him, and I Poems. Content warning. The following article mentions the sexual abuse of a minor. Christian Weissman is best known to the Bold and the Beautiful fans as Remy Price, Electra Forrester's ex-best friend and stalker, but the actor is also an accomplished writer and poet. In a joint interview on the Soapy podcast with his co-star Lisa Yamada, Weissman opened up about the evolution of his writing, including delving into the trauma he lives with due to being sexually assaulted at 8 years old. He also read a poem from his book, Her, Him, and I Poems. When he was asked about being abused as a child, and the choice he made to write about that experience and its aftermath, Weissman took Yamada and Soapy co-hosts Rebecca Budig and Greg Ricart through his journey to his work being published. But his story didn't start with the abuse, or even his first feature in the Los Angeles Times, which was for the Love and Relationships column, LA Affairs, not a personal essay about surviving assault. No, the actor began with February 2020, the month before COVID triggered a nationwide shutdown, which also happened to be when he started coming out to his family and close friends as bisexual. Weissman shared that, while stuck at home, he wanted to be proactive and work on figuring out the person he wanted to be. He credited Zoom therapy and his lovely therapist, Barbara, who guided him. It's because of their sessions that the actor started journaling every day, and not shying away from writing even the most ugly thoughts, because no one would see it anyway, just him. It led Weissman to decide he wanted to go further than just journaling about his life. The actor's desire to bring people into the work of finding himself led to How Quarantine and A Bad Breakup Healed Me being published, and from there, his writing took off. As for writing about the assault, Weissman said that he always knew he wanted to put it in some written form and talk about it, but it was the hardest thing he had ever had to show the people in his life, some of whom didn't know he'd been abused. He expressed that coming out played a significant role in his ability to be open about what happened. 3 years after his first piece ran in the LA Times, HuffPost published Weissman's essay, I'm a man who was sexually assaulted at 8 years old. I kept it secret for years, until now, where the actor details the abuse, the trauma of bearing the harm done to him, the hard work of healing, and the stigma around being a male survivor that keeps men silent. While Weissman was exploring his identity through writing personal essays, he was also using another medium to delve creatively into his feelings and experiences: poetry. The art form provided him with an outlet that allowed his writing to be a little bit more whimsical and enabled him to escape his reality. He said that he wrote for years and years and ended up with enough material for a book. After submitting to over 100 publishers, with almost everyone telling him no, it was Central Avenue Publishing that took his collection of poems on. The actor called it a gift of a lifetime. Her, Him, and I. Poems is about love, romance, heartbreak, and healing, but it's also described as a love letter to queerness, where Weissman examines the complexities of learning to love oneself. When Budig asked him to read from his book, he picked 7 pounds, 8 ounces, a poem about the actor's cynical view of his first moments of life. Watch him read his work below. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers and updates for the upcoming 3 weeks, spanning from November 10th to November 28th, indicate that viewers can expect some delightful Thanksgiving surprises. Not only that, but the introduction of Bill Spencer's intriguing new hire and a fair share of wedding preparation drama. During the week of November 10th to 14th, fans will witness some electrifying moments between Deacon Sharp and Taylor Hayes as they share a dance at Il Giardino. Even if this turns out to be merely a fantasy sequence, it could serve as a significant hint regarding the romantic path that Taylor and Deacon are likely to embark on in B&B. Will Sheila Sharp finally realize that Taylor is more than just a supportive therapist in Deacon's life? Taylor harbors feelings for Deacon, which could potentially jeopardize Sheila's marriage, especially since she is also developing a crush on him. In addition, Bill will take action to address the toxic atmosphere at the beach house. Former Big Brother champion and reality television personality Rachel Riley is set to reprise her role as Rachel, the bikini bar server. However, this time she won't be serving food and drinks. Instead, Rachel has taken on a new venture as an energy healer, which means that Bill will be hiring her to cleanse the negative energies before Will Spencer and Electra Forrester take up residence. Be sure to catch Rachel in the episodes scheduled to air on November 13th and November 14th. This transition to the beach house is bound to disturb Luna Nozawa when she receives news in prison, prompting her to spiral and start to focus on escaping. In the week spanning from November 17th to November 21st, Liam Spencer and Hope Logan will be intensifying their preparations for their upcoming wedding. However, there's another pressing matter at hand: Beth Spencer's efforts to prevent Sheila from attending the ceremony. This issue might resurface and create some tension, especially if Sheila believes that Deacon should accompany her regardless. Deacon might contend that they ought to honor Beth's desires, but it's clear that Sheila will not take this news lightly. Meanwhile, Carter Walton is set to enjoy more meaningful moments with Daphne Rose as he endeavors to strengthen their romantic connection. We can expect to see that trend persist throughout the week of November 24-28, as Daphne and Carter make their way to Il Giardino to celebrate Thanksgiving. Interestingly, Deacon has decided to extend an invitation to both Carter and Daphne for his own Turkey Day festivities alongside Sheila. This means the four of them will find themselves in a somewhat awkward yet pleasantly memorable gathering this year. This special Thanksgiving episode is set to air on November 26th and will also feature a reunion for John, Finn Finnegan, and Steffi Forrester Finnegan, and of course their family, Kelly Spencer, Hayes Finnegan, and Taylor. Adding to the excitement, an unexpected guest is also slated to join the Thanksgiving celebration, making it intriguing to discover who will bring an extra dose of joy to the holiday. While Matthew Atkinson has been seen on set filming as Thomas once again, it appears he might not return to the screen until the Christmas season. If that turns out to be true, it opens up the possibility for this special Thanksgiving guest to be someone entirely different. There have been whispers about Douglas Forrester making an appearance, so it's possible he could show up solo for some reason. In any case, The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers indicate that the upcoming 3 weeks are bound to deliver some significant news and thrilling surprises. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for Wednesday, November 12, 2025, tease heartache ahead after just finding some sort of happiness. Katie Logan and Bill Spencer are finally back together after all these years. Bill has been begging Katie to reunite for ages, but she always backs away. Sometimes, he would then go to Brooke Logan, asking for the same thing, but he seems to be over that habit now. Bill can't believe that Katie is moving back in with him. When they tell Will Spencer, he is also in a state of disbelief, as he thought he would never see his parents together again. At least something good is coming of this Luna Nozawa debacle and pregnancy. However, there have been anvils dropping like crazy that something horrifying is about to happen. The way everyone has been talking about Katie's heart seems ominous. Will Katie's heart start to give out now that she has finally found happiness with Bill again? Doesn't that always seem to be the way on soaps? Nobody can ever be happy for too long, right? Hope Logan and Steffi Forrester Finnegan take a break from discussing their own lives to discuss their parents' lives. Hope tells Steffi that Taylor Hayes has been wonderful for her father. What Taylor has done for Deacon Sharp in therapy has made him feel whole again and improved his life. Even if he did go back to Sheila Carter, something Hope was adamantly against. Too bad that neither Hope nor Steffi knows what was really going on during those therapy sessions, and just how close Deco and Taylor got. Open mic night brings them even closer, which means Sheila had better watch what her husband is really up to. How will Steffi and Hope feel if Steffi's mother and Hope's father somehow end up together? It's unexpected and would rock their worlds, but maybe this is the happiness and change Taylor and Deacon need. Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to check back with Soap Opera Spy for all the latest, the bold and the beautiful spoilers, news, rumors, comings and goings, and updates. The Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers and updates suggest that Steffi Forrester Finnegan might have a 5-word reply to Taylor Hayes' significant heart risk. Steffi could receive news about who Taylor is genuinely interested in and clearly outline what her mother needs to do. B&B fans are aware that Steffi has been probing to discover if there's a new man in Taylor's life. Taylor hasn't mentioned her developing feelings for Deacon Sharp, which is quite understandable given the current inappropriateness of the situation. Deacon is not only Taylor's patient, but is also married to Sheila Sharp, making it difficult for Taylor to resist the strong connection that's forming. However, resisting may prove to be in vain, as it appears the show is keen to delve into the possibility of a romance between Taylor and Deacon. Taylor won't be able to conceal her true feelings for Deacon indefinitely, so what will happen when Steffi uncovers the reality? Steffi will take some time to reflect on the entire situation and determine if she believes Deacon could be a suitable partner. A part of Steffi might have reservations about Taylor choosing someone from Brooke Logan Forrester's discard list, particularly given his past errors and previous preferences in women. Steffi may also be concerned that Deacon is merely trying to cope after fully recognizing Sheila's shortcomings. It might seem like Deacon is on the rebound, clinging to the first decent, kind woman he could find. However, Steffi could acknowledge that Deacon would be making an upgrade in her eyes. If Taylor decides to pursue this new romantic path, Steffi might soften and offer her support. Steffi's primary wish is for Taylor to find happiness, and she may be all right with her dating Deacon if he can help fill the emptiness in her heart. Still, there's one crucial thing Steffi will definitely advise Taylor if she chooses to be with Deacon. This leads us to the 5-word warning Steffi might give. Be cautious of Sheila. Taylor appears ready to transition from the hero who salvaged Sheila's marriage, at least in Sheila's perspective, to the other woman who dealt the final blow to her relationship. Steffi may caution Taylor that being with Deacon means she may be a target. Both are fully aware of what Sheila is capable of, so it would be wise for Taylor to listen. The Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers hint that Luna Nozawa may have a therapy request for Taylor Hayes. Will Remy Price inspire a new freedom plan for Luna? Although Deke Sharp hasn't fully forgiven Remy for his awful behavior, he didn't rule out the idea of moving forward together either. Deke pushed Remy to get professional help and asked for a little space, but he seems open to possibly fixing their relationship. Of course, B&B fans know that's going to take a lot of time and hard work on Remy's part. That's why Remy has agreed to start therapy and make sure those past inner demons of his are truly conquered. At some point, Remy will probably make his way back to Luna for another prison visit with some updates on where things stand with Deke. Remy may confess that his big reveal at Forrester Creations went terribly like Luna predicted it would. That said, Remy might insist that Deke didn't exactly dump him and that he could still have a chance if he proves he's better mentally. Perhaps Remy will become Taylor's new patient and hope to show Deke that he's genuinely changed. Once Luna gets all the latest Remy and Deke news, she may decide therapy could be the answer for her too. Luna might summon Taylor and claim she wants to prove to everyone that she can be a good person, especially now that she's becoming a mom. Since Luna thinks she's the smartest person in any room, she may convince herself that she can fake it and pretend she's got a healthy mental state. Luna might hope this is a path to convincing Bill Spencer to pull strings and free her. Maybe Luna will even imagine a world where Will Spencer chooses her over Elektra Forrester once she pulls off this faux redemption. Luna must be getting desperate by now, so she might pitch this therapy angle and try to put herself on a new path to freedom. Whatever the case, the Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Luna's next plan could get messy. But that won't stop her from trying everything she can to get out of prison. This week on Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers say that Elektra Forrester will have a heartbreaking epiphany. Since Luna Nozawa went to prison, the pregnant killer has been out of sight and out of mind. But Elektra will finally have to face facts and accept the fact that her boyfriend is having a baby with another woman. Here's what's coming up next on the CBS soap. Spoilers down below. Elektra Forrester was a bit delusional to think that after she had Luna Nozawa arrested, her relationship problems with Will Spencer Jr. were going to go away. In fact, B&B spoilers say that Elektra and Will's issues are really just getting started. Regardless of who the baby's mother is, Electra is going to have to face the fact that her boyfriend is going to be a father in a few months. And the Spencer family will be welcoming their newest heir. Upcoming soap previews say that as Luna's baby bump grows, Will Spencer will start to accept the fact that he's going to be a father. Once he sees the baby's first ultrasound or learns the gender, B&B spoilers say Dollar Bill Jr. will even start to get excited about the newest addition to his family. Meanwhile, proud grandparents Bill Spencer and Katie Logan will be buzzing around the Spencer mansion and baby-proofing and preparing for their grandchild. Everyone will be looking forward to the birth of Luna Nozawa and Will Spencer's baby, except for Electra. As Luna's due date nears on Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers hint Electra will come to the realization she's not the most important person in Will's life anymore. Will she jump ship and go find a man that doesn't share a kid with a serial killer? The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers are in for Wednesday, November 12th, 2025. In tomorrow's episode, fans can expect Katie Logan to announce she's moving back in with Bill Spencer. This news makes Will Spencer overjoyed. Meanwhile, Hope Logan and Steffi Forrester Finnegan discuss Deacon Sharp. Keep reading, and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Let's start off with Katie, who was asked once again to reunite with Bill. This time, the lady said yes. Part of that is what Katie said. She's seen the positive changes in Bill lately. The other part is that they will be raising their grandchild together. Since Luna Nozawa will likely fight it, Beatty will be better off standing united as a couple. Katie will tell everyone that she's moving back in with Bill. Of course, Electra Forrester, Donna Logan Forrester, and Brooke Logan Forrester will be thrilled for their sister. However, Ridge Forrester might continue to throw doubt in Katie and Bill's direction. As for Will, he will be overjoyed that his parents are back together. When Will first returned to town, he had major issues with his father. However, despite Bill's mistakes, he has shown up for his family the best he can. The Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers for Wednesday, November 12th, reveal that Hope and Deke Sharp will return to work. The siblings had joined Deacon for his therapy session with Taylor Hayes. Even though Deacon has gotten back together with Sheila Carter Sharp, so many people are against the relationship. This includes Deacon's own children. Now that Hope is back in the office, she will give an update to Steffi about how things went. Steffi will figure out that Taylor has feelings for Deacon. If she hasn't suspected it by now, she will during open mic night. From a preview clip, we know that Taylor and Deacon will share a slow dance together. However, will Sheila happen to see the two dancing so closely together? This will be a big fork in the road for Sheila. Has she truly changed for the better, or could losing Deacon make her old demons resurface? Do you think Bill and Katie's reunion will last? What will Steffi do when she learns about her mother's indecent affair? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to check back with Celebrating the Soaps for all the latest, the Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers, news, rumors, comings and goings, and updates. The B&B's must-watch moments for Thursday, November 13th show Will and Electra building a new life at the beach house, while Luna makes a haunting vow from behind bars. The Bold and the Beautiful's must-watch moments for Thursday, November 13th see Will and Electra settle in at the beach house while Luna finds herself in prison looking at a photo of Will. Luna vows not to lose Will. Since Luna raped Will and became pregnant with his child, things have been up in the air for Will and Electra. However, recently, they seem to have moved forward in their relationship. Luna attempted to get out of prison by having somebody else punch her. However, although Bill fell for that the first time Luna tried it. This time, though, Bill wasn't about to spring the mother of his grandson. He's been burned by her before, and Bill no longer trusts anything about Luna. In fact, he's pretty furious with her. Both Katie and Bill are super supportive of Will and Electra's relationship. They just want to see their son happy. Of course, the two of them also decided to move back in together as they help support Will. Daphne claims that she wants a man who will prove his love to her. Maybe that man is Zende, not Carter. Zende returned to the Bold and the Beautiful, and he might have walked into a love triangle. The show is dropping anvils that Zende could be secretly interested in Daphne, who wants to be pursued by Carter. It's been months since fans have seen Zende on the show. On Tuesday's episode, he didn't waste time, asking Carter about the status of his relationship with Daphne. Carter only said that he wants to get to know her better, but these two got to know each other very well when he was with Hope. Meanwhile, Daphne wants a man who will prove he deserves that heart. However, that man could end up being Zende if Carter's not careful. When Daphne and Steffi walked into the design office, Carter blabbed that Daphne's secret is that she's an incredible singer. Zende was interested in going to an open mic night, but does that mean he really wants to hear Daphne sing? It seems like B&B is setting up yet another love triangle. Zende could end up as the third wheel in Daphne and Carter's blossoming romance. He probably wanted to know their relationship status to see if he still had a shot with Daphne. Now, he wants to get to know her more. It didn't take long for Zende to jump at the idea of open mic night, even though nobody invited him. He willingly accompanied the couple to Il Giardino. At first, Zende acted aloof around Daphne. He acted as if he wasn't attracted to her natural beauty or intoxicating scent. But he could have been playing it cool so that she wouldn't notice. Zende could end up snatching Daphne when Carter's not looking. He might prove that he deserves her heart, not Carter, who goes from 0 to 60 in all of his relationships. A love triangle hasn't stopped Zende before. We remember when he fought with RJ over Luna before she became bad. But Zende and Daphne might have more chemistry and passion. Plus, the last thing that Carter needs is another quickie engagement. He's just setting himself up for heartbreak once again. Here are all the reasons why Zende and Daphne are the perfect match. What are your thoughts? Do you think Zende will snatch Daphne away from Carter? Sound off below in the comments section. The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that Daphne Rose has eyes for Carter Walton. While the COO feels the same way about the nose, there could be competition. Keep reading and let's talk about the possibilities. Carter is once again a single man now that Hope Logan is back with Liam Spencer. However, the man didn't have to wait long to find his next love interest. Daphne is back in Los Angeles, and fans know how much she feels for Carter. However, she took a risk before and opened up her heart to him. That just led to Carter and Hope getting engaged. While Daphne does have feelings for Carter, she wants him to pursue her this time. The nose also wants to make sure that Carter's feelings for Hope are really gone. As Daphne recently said, she won't compete for any man's heart. Meanwhile, Carter keeps gushing about how incredible Daphne is. Carter and Daphne are clearly interested in each other, but the longer they wait to make it official, the higher chance of complications, the bold and the beautiful. Spoilers reveal that Zende gushed about how impressive Daphne's perfume line was doing. After he raved about Daphne's perfume numbers, he asked Carter how things were going with Daphne. Now Zende knows that things aren't official or serious yet. Next, Zende will be wowed by Daphne's singing during open mic night at Il Giardino. Zende has competed with Carter for romance before. There was also the devious way he tried to pry Luna Nozawa away from RJ Forrester. So, could Zende decide he wants Daphne for himself? Zende has only been shown occasionally lately. DeLon is a great actor, and fans would like to see more of him. So, perhaps Zende was being given a rest so he could jump into a huge storyline up ahead. Could that storyline involve Carter and Daphne? The nose is relatively new on the scene. The woman arrived during Carter and Hope's takeover storyline. While she started off as Steffi Forrester Finnegan's secret weapon, Daphne soon started to fall for Carter. Despite Daphne being part of such a big storyline, we don't know much about the woman's past. Plus, if two men start pursuing her, Daphne could face a tough choice. Do you think Zende is falling for Daphne? Which man will the nose choose in the end? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember to keep watching the soap on CBS or Paramount Plus to find out what happens next. On the Tuesday, November 11th, 2025, episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, Deacon Hope attended family therapy with Deacon. Also, Steffi and Daphne discussed Daphne's future with Carter, and Taylor arrived at Il Giardino for open mic night. Lee showed up at Il Giardino, and Sheila comped her meal because of how she's helped her as a friend. Sheila was elated to have Deacon back home, and Lee was happy for her because of how much Deacon meant to her. Sheila couldn't imagine her life without her husband, and thanks to Taylor, she didn't have to. Sheila praised Taylor's ability to put her marriage back together and Lee was a bit surprised to hear that Deacon remained one of Taylor's patients. Sheila understood that seeing Taylor helped Deacon become the best version of herself, so she was willing to support that. Still, Lee found it odd that Deacon would need to continue sessions, since his goal of getting answers about his marriage had been achieved. Lee was thrilled for Deacon and Sheila, but Sheila knew his children were vehemently against their revived marriage. She explained that the three of them were attending a family therapy session, and she hoped Taylor could lead a breakthrough with Deacon's children, just as she had with him. Lee told Sheila she was proud of her for putting in the work and pulling away from her dark tendencies. She referenced Sheila's previous threat of violence against Taylor, but Sheila insisted she wasn't serious and believed Taylor wouldn't cross any ethical lines. Taylor oversaw a family therapy session with Deacon, Deke, and Hope, and they were concerned about his reconciliation with Sheila. They tried to give Sheila a pass because Deacon insisted that she had changed, but they cited the recent Luna situation as a reason to end the relationship. She advised the trio to address each other with their comments instead of constantly looking to her for the answers. Taylor served as the director of communications for the meeting, and she asked Hope and Deke to state their case about their dissatisfaction with their father's marriage. Deacon refused to give up on his marriage, but Hope said their marriage wasn't healthy. Deke didn't believe Sheila had ever truly changed because the deceit and betrayal, much like Luna, were still very much alive. Deacon vowed to walk away from Sheila if she ever did this again. Deke pleaded with Taylor to call it quits with his wife because there was some other woman out there who could make him happy without the baggage. Taylor pointed out that Deacon was all in about giving his marriage another opportunity. Hope brought the meeting to a halt and expressed bewilderment that Taylor, a former victim of Sheila's, would support their reconciliation. Although Hope and Deke were proud of their father, they worried that Sheila dragged him down. Hope didn't think Sheila was capable of changing. Deacon loved his children, but he wasn't going to divorce his wife. He originally saw Sheila's actions as a regression, but Taylor helped him grow and mature. Deke thought that while that was great, Sheila would return to form soon enough and be back to her lying, scheming ways. Taylor thanked the kids for attending the session, and she urged Deacon to stay back after Hope and Deke left. Taylor agreed that Deke and Hope loved him, which was still difficult for Deacon to accept. He admitted his faults as a father in the past, but now he finds himself in the best place of his life. Zende was thrilled at the numbers from Daphne's fragrance line. He called her an incredible woman and asked Carter if the relationship had progressed at all since Hope and Carter's failed engagement. Carter admitted he'd always found himself drawn to her, and Zende reminded him that he was free to pursue it with Hope in his rearview mirror. Steffi and Daphne discussed the need for a girls' night out, and although Steffi had a fairly full calendar, she still wanted to make time for her friend. Daphne understood why Steffi would be busy with a handsome doctor husband, but Steffi felt the same about Carter's growing connection with Daphne. Steffi wondered where things stood between the fragrance queen and Forrester's favorite COO. Daphne was attracted to Carter from the moment they met, and although she could have taken care of Hope, she was back with Liam, which paved the way for Daphne to escalate things with Carter. Daphne typically wouldn't have worn her heart on her sleeve, but since they crumbled in the beginning, Carter now needed to prove himself worthy to her. Daphne wasn't going to take the risk of making another move without Carter investing in her, and Steffi agreed. Zende and Carter arrived in the midst of their conversation, and Carter revealed that Daphne had been a hit at Il Giardino's open mic night. Steffi was surprised, and Zende confirmed he'd be in attendance. Daphne needed to leave to get ready for the performance, and although Steffi couldn't attend, she texted Taylor to invite her to the event. Everyone arrived at the restaurant for open mic night, and Sheila was elated to have Daphne back, who would blow her guests away. Deacon returned as well, and she inquired about the details of family therapy with Deke and Hope. She assumed it might not have gone well because of how they feel about her, but she was hopeful that Taylor fought on her behalf. It seemed as if Deacon's world came to a halt when Taylor walked into the restaurant to witness Daphne's performance. Sheila took the moment to thank Taylor for helping him put in the work to revive their marriage. Taylor clearly didn't love being blamed for that, and Sheila took her by the end to express further gratitude. Sheila was hopeful that the family could come together one day, but if it didn't, she still had Deacon to love her. Deacon and Taylor couldn't stop locking eyes throughout Sheila's words, and even during an embrace with his wife, Deacon was firmly focused on the good doctor. Back at the CEO's office, Steffi told Hope she was proud of the direction Hope for the future was heading. She mentioned Ridge looking for Hope, but instead, Hope turned the conversation into a stunning revelation about Taylor's profession. Hope explained that she had just returned from family therapy in Taylor's office and thought Taylor had a positive impact on her father's life. By the end of the week, bold and beautiful Psycho Luna will be setting in motion a plan to get out from behind bars. But whatever harebrained scheme she comes up with won't be half as effective as the one she should be hatching with her secret weapon, Mom Poppy. How so? Allow us to explain. Since poor Poppy is a character whose personality changes depending on what the writers want her to be on any given day, she has gone from free spirit to reputed worst mother of ever to unrepentant scheme queen. Remember her reaction to the fact that Luna had gotten herself knocked up by Richie Rich Will? Well done, Poppy smiled. So if now the show has decided that Poppy is a gold digger, at this point, why not? She could team up with Luna to explain away her homicidal tendencies. Poppy could throw herself at the mercy of the court, saying for years she ignored her daughter's mental problems. She heard voices, Poppy would cry. But I never heard hers. I didn't get her the help that she needed. An insanity plea later, and boom. Luna's back on the street. In the real world, of course, that would never fly. But on Bold and Beautiful, where Bill can get a killer like Luna released into his care just because he wants her to be, and Deacon can get Sheila sprung just because a judge owes him, it's almost logical. Once Luna's out, she and Poppy could write off their past differences for the sake of future plotting. Luna needs an ally, and Grannies Lee and Sheila have had it with her. Poppy could step in and offer to whisper how much being away from Will is affecting Luna and her pregnancy. For a cut of the megabucks her daughter will come into if she actually manages to marry the Spencer heir. Bold and the Beautiful, 2-week spoilers for Nov 10/21, 2025 divulge Ridge Forrester makes an accusation, and Taylor Hayes is cornered. This is going to take us all the way through to the week before Thanksgiving, and we've got sweeps hitting hard. Things are going to be building up really fast, really soon. With that in mind, Monday, November 10th, we've got Ridge reminding Brooke Logan that her other ex, Bill Spencer, is the sole and only reason that Luna Nozawa got pardoned, got free, was able to target Steffi Forrester again, nearly killed Liam Spencer, and wreaked a bunch more havoc. So Ridge is making a suggestion, and it may be more of an accusation because he just doesn't like Bill anyway. I wonder if Ridge is going to try and ban Bill from the wedding or something like that, which would be crazy because the groom is his son, Liam. Steffi gets a surprise visit from Finn Finnegan on Monday. That to me is a very peculiar spoiler. Sometimes with these spoilers, I don't understand if the people at the Bold and the Beautiful PR office necessarily know what a spoiler is, because Finn stopping by to see Steffi at work, that's not a spoiler. That's an everyday occurrence. It's like whenever they say Brooke and Ridge are happy together. Not a spoiler. So that's what we got though. Tuesday, November 11th, we have got Steffi pushing her mom Taylor and saying that she should definitely go to open mic night at Il Giardino. They've invented this out of nowhere. We've never heard from it, but it's fun. You know, Carter Walton showed up there to hear Daphne Rose singing. So, I do wonder if Steffi just wants her mom Taylor out of the house, or if she's doing some matchmaking because she gets a sense that there might be some interest in Deacon Sharp. Daphne may be singing again, or maybe Taylor, because by the way, Rebecca Budig is quite a talented little singer. Also, Sheila Carter, Deacon, and Taylor are at Il Giardino, I guess right before open mic starts, and Sheila is telling Taylor that she still owes her a lot. She's so thrilled that Deacon has reconciled with her. However, his mind is fully on Taylor, not on Sheila. There is a scene on Monday of Deacon and Taylor dancing very closely and smiling at Il Giardino. It looks very romantic. I feel like this is a fantasy sequence, and I feel like it's going to be in Deacon's brain, maybe in Taylor's. If it's in both, that would be ridiculous. Plus, Daphne tells Carter he has got to work to prove that he's the man for her. I mean, good for her. Daphne was chasing Carter before, but I think it's better that she's making him work to be with her so that he doesn't think that Daphne is a pushover. Plus, Hope Logan wonders if Taylor is telling the whole truth. And I wonder if Hope is talking to Taylor about her dad, Deacon. I'm assuming that they are talking at Il Giardino. Maybe Hope is also there for open mic night. Wednesday, November 12th, we've got Hope opening up to Steffi, talking to her about Sheila. And, she doesn't want her around her dad. And they're also talking about Deacon's therapy sessions with Steffi's mom. So, Hope and Steffi may start plotting to, pull a parent trap on Taylor and Deacon. It would actually be nice to see them on the same side of a parent trap scheme instead of scheming against each other, with one of them each pushing to get their mom with Ridge, when honestly, they both should walk away from the guy. So Hope's telling Steffi on Wednesday that therapy has been very beneficial for Deacon, and since he started seeing Taylor, it's just been amazing. Will Spencer is very excited that his parents are going to be together because Katie Logan is moving back into the Spencer mansion with Bill. So, it looks like this Beatty reunion that Bill has been trying to make happen for quite a while is coming. Honestly, he should put a little cash on Luna's commissary card and thank her, because if it wasn't for her, I don't think Katie would be moving back in, as weird as that is to think about. But I think it's true. Bill's been trying to get back with her, and Katie has rejected him repeatedly. And she's only moving in because Katie and Bill plan to take custody of the baby that Luna is carrying. Thursday, November 13th, we've got Will and Electra Forrester moving in together. They have moved into the beach house, which seems very morbid since his brother Liam nearly died there. Luna nearly died there, Steffi was terrified there, Sheila lost a toe there. Hopefully, they took that toe away with them. So, Electra and Will are posting on social media about how happy they are to be moving in together, and they talk again about not letting Luna stop them from moving forward with their relationship. And Wyatt tells Flo he is the luckiest guy in the world. Over at the prison, from her cell, Luna is vowing not to lose Will, and the usual lady guard is going to show Luna a social media post from Will's account. It's him and Electra, and they've got the hashtag #NewDigs and a picture of them outside the beach house. Luna freaks out and wonders if they're building a home together. She should recognize that beach house because she was stalking it when she was stalking her half-brother Hayes Forrester Finnegan and kidnapping the teacher. She should absolutely recognize the house. And then Luna is crying and telling the guard and her cellmate that she has got to get out of there. Friday, November 14th, we've got Finn and Steffi getting romantic. I mean, she's been gone a while. They have time to make up for. And Luna is busy hatching an escape plan on Friday. That social media post has pushed her to her wit's end. And of course, if Luna gets out, everybody's going to freak out. The week of November 17th through the 21st, Hope and Liam continue their wedding plans. Hope should be setting the date soon, and it looks like the big Lope wedding is going to happen for the holidays. Everybody is making Thanksgiving plans because it comes the week after this. Sheila and Deacon invite Zendi and Carter to celebrate with them at Il Giardino. Deacon continues to crush hard on Taylor while kind of low-key stringing Sheila along. Deacon's crush is only going to grow, and Taylor can't keep her mind off him either. Steffi corners Taylor and grills her about Deacon. And you never know, Steffi might be all for it. Luna finds a loophole to get closer to what she wants. And in a recent interview, an actor was talking about how there is more to his character's dark background that's going to come out soon. Hope and Liam, as I said, are going to set a date. Carter and Daphne heat up. Katie is packing up to move in with Bill to start preparing to adopt the baby. Also, look for a Beyond the Gates crossover. Recently married age gap couple Danny and Andre from the other CBS soap are in town to do a photo shoot for Forrester Creations' fragrance line. So I expect them to be on B&B for a couple of episodes this week, maybe into next. If you don't watch Beyond the Gates, the actress who plays Danny Dupree is Carla Mosley, who years ago played Maya Avant on Bold. Bold and the Beautiful reveals Luna Nozawa, planning a prison break soon. And her scheme might seem a bit familiar to longtime B&B viewers who know her grandma Sheila Carter's history. We're going to talk about how Luna plots to break out of prison this week, and she might channel her inner Sheila to make it happen. This week, Luna sees a post on Will Spencer's social media celebrating him and Electra Forrester moving into the beach house together. Will tags the post #NewDigs with a photo of him and Electra looking all happy and loved up. Of course, This makes lunatic Luna frantic, and she's appalled that Will and Electra are building a home together. Luna's whining to her favorite prison guard that she needs to get out of there and get back to her man. So, it's this Friday that Luna hatches her escape plan, and I suspect she might have help. It seems like she's managed to get the prison guard to be a little lenient. I mean, she's the one who is showing prisoner Luna photos of Will, the guy she raped. Plus, Luna's got that insane cellmate, Larson, who is up for anything. She roughed up Luna to get sympathy for her and hopefully be released, but it didn't work out in Luna's favor at all, because Will, Katie Logan, and Bill Spencer didn't buy that Luna is afraid for her life and for the life of her unborn child. I could see Larson and/or the prison guard getting talked into helping Luna escape, especially if she offers them something in return. Being pregnant with Will's baby, a Spencer heir, maybe they think that she will come into some money. So maybe Luna offers Larson and the guard a big paycheck if they help out. But let's be real, there's no way Luna could make good on that promise on Bold and the Beautiful. The way things are going, though, it reminds me of a Sheila prison storyline from back in the day. So, I suspect Luna could be pulling a page from Granny Sheila's playbook and using people within the system to help her get out of it. If you were watching back then, you may recall the story of Sheila and Sugar and how they met. You may remember that at one point, Robin Mattson originated the role of Sugar, and then later, Kimberlyn Brown, who plays Sheila, stepped into the role. And here's why. Back in 2004, Sheila was in prison, and Janet Weber, aka Sugar, was the warden of that prison. Sneaky, conniving Sheila got close to her, made friends with her, and convinced Sugar to help her get out of prison. Not only did Sheila escape, but Warden Sugar took off with her, and they went to South America. That's where Ridge Forrester and Brooke Logan were getting married. If I recall correctly, Sheila kidnapped Ridge, and then she later snatched Brooke. And she demanded, I think, like $100 million from Ridge's bio dad, Massimo Marone. Things went haywire. A brawl broke out. And eventually, Sheila and Sugar escaped off into the jungle. Then Sheila resurfaced later in Toronto using an alias. And eventually, of course, as she does, Sheila turned on Sugar because that's her evil nature. You know, she's a scorpion, she stings everybody. It came out that Sheila tricked Sugar into getting plastic surgery to look exactly like Sheila. And then she got Sugar. I don't know if she convinced her to or tricked her, but Sugar wound up taking Sheila's place in a psychiatric prison back in California. Since then, Luna's crazy grandma has been killed and resurrected several times, and now she's back again. Sheila has been in and out of prison many times, and Sugar has come back looking for Sheila a couple of times. The last time wasn't that long ago. If you remember, Sugar kidnapped and chained up Sheila in that abandoned warehouse down in the sketchy part of town. That's where Deacon Sharp first met his friend Tom Starr, who Luna later murdered. If you recall, Sugar left Sheila tied up there to die. And then Sugar went and stalked and tried to kill Steffi Forrester, but instead, everybody thought Sheila died when Steffi had actually stabbed Sugar to death. Deacon was distraught because he thought Steffi killed Sheila. And I mean, Finn was upset too, thinking that his wife killed his mom, Sheila, even though it was deserved and was self-defense. But thanks to Deacon noticing 10 toes on the corpse instead of 9 when the cremation was happening, they figured out it was Sugar that died. The point is, Sheila got somebody in authority inside the prison to help her escape. So Luna might be pulling that page from her Granny Sheila's wicked playbook, because Luna is, I think, equally as twisted as Sheila, or honestly, maybe even more twisted because Luna is younger than Sheila was when she started pulling stuff like this. So I think the gene is very strong in her, and she's just wicked as heck. We could see Luna getting help from her cellmate Larson, or from the nice guard. Maybe Luna convinces Larson to help her stage some sort of prison riot to distract everybody so she can get out. Or maybe Luna talks the guard into helping her get out of the prison by offering something in return. Luna might even hurt herself, or the guard says Luna's having issues and needs to go to the hospital because it's easier to break out of the hospital than it is in the jail, right? Whatever she has to do or say or promise to get out, Luna's going to make it happen. But I don't think she has any intention of following through on anything she promises these people once she's a free woman, which would be a very Sheila move to make. If you remember, Sugar thought Sheila was her best friend, and then the psycho turned on her. So, meeting Sheila ruined Sugar's life, and her hatred for Sheila resulted in Sugar's violent stabbing death. So we'll see if these women, Larson and the prison guard, maybe help her out. Luna already befriended both of them, but can she talk Larson or the guard into helping her break out? Maybe. What's really wild is Will and Electra are starting their new life in the house where Luna almost bled to death. So, Luna may think that Will and Electra are adding insult to injury since Liam Spencer shot her there and her life's blood was soaked into the floorboards. I mean, it's pretty ironic, really. I feel like there's a good chance that Luna is going to get out of prison because it's November sweeps, which is always when they do big drama, looking for big ratings. We'll see if Luna can actually stay out of prison long-term like Sheila managed. But I kind of doubt that Luna has the self-control to make it happen. Will and disappear, which is what Sheila told her to do before, and it's what Lee Finnegan wanted her to do. Luna could leave the country, have the baby somewhere else, and raise her child far away from Los Angeles. However, if she tried that, I'm sure that Bill and Katie would spare no expense to track Luna down and get their grandchild back from her. Bottom line, I suspect we may soon have a Sheila-style prison break coming soon featuring her granddaughter, Lunatic Luna. But who will she lie to, trick, and hurt in the process? That's the big question.